Every language is spoken with pitch. When we speak, I'm talking about the things in connected speech. Every language has a particular kind of pitch. Pitch either rises or it falls. What happens? Either rises is goes up, or it falls, comes down. See, depending on the rise and fall in the pitch, the tone is called falling tone or the rising tone. For instance, if the pitch of the tone falls, it is called falling tone. If the pitch of the tone is high, or if it rises, it is called rising tone. Try to understand what is the pitch of the tone. If the pitch of the tone is high, it is called rising tone. If the pitch of the tone is low, it is called falling tone. If the pitch is high and then falls, if the pitch goes high and then falls, it is called rising falling tone. And if the pitch falls and rises, it is called falling rising tone. Okay, these are the 4 types. Now we also need to understand the tone groups. You can see it in your book. We'll try to understand what is a tone group. In the connected speech, a tone group is a sense group or a group of words that make some sense and can be uttered without stopping. Okay, without stopping for a breath. Can be uttered without stopping for a breath. Okay, a short utterance may form only one tone group, while long utterances are divided into manageable groups. Okay, if it is a short sentence, it forms only one group. If it is a long sentence, we can divide it into manageable groups. Okay, if the punctuation marks and our knowledge of phrases and clauses help us to divide the utterances into groups. Okay, if we have the knowledge of phrases and clauses, we divide the sentences into small tone groups. Okay, the end of the sentence and the beginning of the sentence are marked by the double slant lines. Okay, if the sentence begins, it's marked by a slant line. Sorry, the beginning of the sentence is marked by double slant line, and the end of the sentence is also marked by double slant line. In the middle, if there is a pause, it is marked by single slant. Getting? Single slant line. Okay. See the examples. You can give another examples. Hello. It is put in two slant lines at the beginning as well as at the end. Hello is a sentence. Yes is also a sentence. What is your name is also a sentence. She will not come today. Switch on the lights. Marvelous dress. If you teach him, he'll not fail. You see, here is a single slant line at the comma. If there is a comma, if you teach him, this clause is marked by comma, and therefore there is a single slant line, while at the beginning of the sentence there is double slant line, 2 slant lines, and at the end of the sentence also there are 2 slant lines. Okay, if you teach him, he'll not fail. Though he studied hard, he could not pass. Again the same, though he studied hard. After hard we put a comma. This comma is indicated by the slant line in phonetics, single slant line in phonetics. Okay. They came in when I was watching the film. They came in when I was watching the film. Again same thing, they came in. It's after in we put a comma which is marked by a slant line, and at last, that he knows the truth. That he knows the truth is a big lie. That he knows the truth is a single clause. It's called clause or the nominal clause. The end of the nominal clause is marked by a single slant line, and the main clause is a big line is written after it, and then on the both sides from the beginning we put two slant lines, at the end also we put two slant lines. Got it? Okay, in the beginning we put two slant lines, and at the end of it also we put two slant lines. Now once what we have seen how the utterances are divided into tone groups. Okay, this is how utterances are divided into tone groups. Once utterances are divided into tone groups, stressed syllables are marked. Once we divide the utterances into tone groups, what do we do then? We mark the stressed syllables. We have to mark the stressed syllables. Now, generally, content words like nouns, verb, adjectives and adverbs are stressed. That we know, right? Nouns, verbs, adjectives and adverbs are stressed generally in general speech. The interrogative pronouns and demonstrative pronouns are also stressed. Interrogative pronouns and demonstrative pronouns are also stressed. The grammatical words like articles, pronouns, prepositions, conjunctions and helping verbs are normally not stressed. They are normally unstressed. As we know, stresses accent is indicated above and in front of the stressed syllable. On the top of the letter, in front of the syllable, we mark stress by a single small line on the top of the letter, right? That is how. See the example here. What is a name? What is a name? Where is the stress? Stress is on what and name. What and name. See the second example. I'll not go there. Where is the stress? Go there. Right. Ram stays in Latu. Ram stays in Latu. Where is the stress? Ram stay la. Right. Ram stay la. Ram stays in Latu. Okay. The show's very good. The show's very good. Right. Show and good. Show and good are stressed. How beautiful. How beautiful. Where is the stress? How and beautiful. Are you understanding this? Okay, this is how stresses are put. Out of the syllables marked with stress in the tone group, one syllable stands out of the rest. One syllable stands out of the rest. Okay. Whatever syllables we have stressed, let us remember that one syllable stands out of the rest of the syllables. It is different from rest of the syllables. Okay. One syllable is different from rest of the syllables. It has greater degree of prominence than all other syllables. That particular syllable has the greater degree of prominence than all other syllables. This important syllable is called nucleus or the tonic syllable. This particular syllable that is different from all other syllables is called nucleus of the tone group. We have seen nucleus of the syllable first, but now we are talking about nucleus of the tone group, and therefore that is called tonic syllable. Tonic syllable. Syllable that forms the tone is called tonic syllable. Okay. The nucleus receives the pitch movement. The nucleus receives the pitch movement. Okay. If it is normal utterance, any implication usually is last accented syllable becomes the nucleus. If it is to be told in general sense, last accented syllable receives the tone. Generally, what happens? The last accented syllable receives the tone. Generally, are you getting the point? The last accented syllable receives the tone. Okay. The choice of the nucleus is determined by the meaning that the speaker wants to convey. Any accented syllable in the tone group can become the nucleus according to the sense and meaning of the speaker. nucleus can change according to the sense and meaning intended by the speaker. Okay, sense and meaning intended by the speaker depends on the intention of the speaker, what speaker wants to convey. That is it. See the example. Here is an example. Mona hates fish. Now this is a sentence. How will you say Mona hates fish? So fish is the last accented syllable in this sentence, right? So it receives the tone. Tone is marked by a small slant line on the top of the syllable. Okay, on the top of the syllable. Small slant line on the top of the syllable. Depending on the intention of the speaker, any accented syllable in the tone group can become the nucleus that we have seen. As the focus shifts from one syllable to other, different shades of meaning are conveyed. There are 3 important tones in English. Okay, 3 important tones. There are 4 tones, but 3 of them are really said to be important, out of which 2 are really very important. 2 are really very important. The first is falling tone, the second is rising tone, the third is falling rising, and the fourth is rising falling. These are the 4 tones, out of which we have to remember 2 tones because they are really important, and the most of the sentences in English are either spoken with falling tone or spoken with rising tone. What I'm trying to tell you is most of the sentences in English are either spoken with falling tone or the rising tone. There are very few examples which are spoken with rising tone, which are spoken with rising falling and falling rising tone. These are the things we have to remember. Let us try to understand when the falling tone is used. Okay, falling tone is sometimes referred to as glide down. The another word for falling tone is glide down. So what should be another word for rising tone? Glide up, right? If falling tone is glide down, rising tone should be glide up, right? Falling tone, this is falling tone, this is rising tone. Falling tone, rising tone. Glide down, glide up. Okay. It consists of a fall in the pitch of the voice from a high level to low level. Okay, pitch goes to high level from low level. It is risen. It rises. It is risen. It is marked by a slant line. Okay, it is marked by a slant line as shown in the book. The falling tone is used in the following occasions. Now this is important for you to understand as to when the falling tone is used. Let us try to understand when the falling tone is used. First, falling tone is used in the ordinary sentences without implication that end with a full stop. Ordinary sentences without any implication, that means ordinary sentences that end with the full stop. General sentences. Falling tone is used in the general sentences. For instance, I am a girl. Okay, I'm a girl. Falling tone. Where will falling tone go? On girl, because girl is the last accented syllable in this tone group. I'm a girl. Falling tone on girl. You can see the example. She is pretty good. She is pretty good. She is pretty good. The falling tone goes to good. Anuj likes mangoes. Mangoes. Where should the tone go? Mangoes. Mangoes. Right? Mangoes. Mangoes. Amar lives in Nanded. Amar lives in Nanded. Amar lives in Nanded. Where should the tone go? Nanded. Nanded. Actually, that is different. Nanded. Nanded. Right? Amar lives in Nanded. Amar lives in Nanded. Okay. This is the first thing. What? Ordinary statements with full stop and without any other implication. There we use the falling tone. Can you tell me a few more examples of ordinary statements?
Nazanin is a clever girl.
Nazanin is a clever girl. Okay, that's good. Nice. Nazanin, you tell me one ordinary sentence. Statement.
I am going to college.
I'm going to college, right? I'm going to college, right? So these are the ordinary statements. It doesn't have any other implication and it generally ends in a full stop. So we use falling tone for that. Okay, next. WH interrogative sentences which are said in the neutral and matter of fact way. WH interrogative sentences. There are two types of interrogative sentences, right? Which are they? WH and yes no type. So we are talking about WH interrogative sentences and which are said as the matter of fact. Matter of fact. For example, okay, what are you doing? Where should tone go? Doing, right? What are you doing? Where did he go? Where did he go? Where should tone go? Go, right. What's the matter? What's the matter? Mad, right? What's the matter? It should go on to mad. Who's this boy? Boy, right? Boy. 1 and 2, right? This was about WH interrogative sentences which are said in a neutral and matter of fact way. The next is commands. Commands, you understand? Commands are imperative sentences. Okay. For example, but not requests. Okay, not requests. Imperative sentences but not requests, only commands. Okay. So for example, don't make noise. Don't make noise. Don't make noise. Right? Don't make noise. Where should it go? Noise. Right. Shut the window. Shut the window. When? When is not stressed here. What is stressed? Dough, right? Shut the window. Window. What is stressed? Dough is stressed. Our tone should go on dough. Shut the window. Shut the window. Take her away. Take her away. Way. Take her away. Way. Got it? Sit down. Sit down. If you look in the book, there is a mistake here in the second example, right? What is the mistake? Shut the window. The tone is marked on win, not on dough. It should have actually been marked on dough. Window. Got it? That's a mistake. Okay, third is exclamations. Exclamations. You understand exclamations? Fourth, first we've seen ordinary statements. Second we've seen WH questions. Third we've seen commands. And now we're talking about exclamations. See the examples? How beautiful. How beautiful. How beautiful. Where should the tone go? On beautiful, right? Beautiful. How beautiful. Wow. Wow. Excellent. What a pity. What a pity. Where should tone go? On pity. Right? What a pity. 4. Number 5. Question tags where speaker expects the listener to agree. Question tags where speaker expects the listener to agree. Question tags where speaker expects the learner to agree. You understand this? I mean question tag in which it is expected that the listener will say yes to it. That is the agreement on the part of the listener. Okay. See. And generally in this sentences generally there is the first statement and then a question tag, right? Say for instance, this is interesting, isn't it? This is interesting, this is interesting, isn't it? See the example, this is interesting, isn't it? So where do you give the falling tone? Isn't it? Isn't it? This is interesting, isn't it? This is interesting, isn't it? Okay. He's gone away, hasn't he? 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 How do you say it? He's gone away, hasn't he? Hasn't he? He's gone away, hasn't he? Hasn't he? Hasn't he? Hasn't he? Anyways, hasn't he or hasn't he? It's the same. He's gone away, hasn't he? Next example. See the next example. It wasn't a bad idea, was it? It wasn't a bad idea, was it? It wasn't a bad idea, was it? Even see, it wasn't a bad idea is a simple statement and you are adding a question tag to it. Therefore, in both the cases you use falling tone. I told you to leave. I told you to leave. I told you to leave, didn't I? I told you to leave, didn't I? I told you to leave, didn't I? That means you should say yes. Okay. I think you should remember 4. They are important. For instance, first is ordinary statements with that end and full stop. The second is WH questions, Okay, WH questions. Third is commands, and fourth is exclamations. You shouldn't see question tags and all these things. Statements. 1. Statements, interrogative sentences with WH, commands and exclamations. Remember these 4. Now let's go to rising tone. Let's go to rising tone. Let's try to understand when the rising tone is used. Rising tone is sometimes referred to as glide up. Glide up. Okay. It consists of a rise in the pitch of the voice from low level to the high level. It is marked by upper slant line, opposite slant line. The rising tone is normally used in the following occasions. Now I'm going to talk to you about those occasions where the rising tone is used. Okay. Incomplete sentences. Okay. First falling tone was used in complete sentences. Rising tone is used in incomplete sentences. For instance, if you come early, we shall go. If you come early, we shall go. If you come early, we shall go. Can you see the rise? If you come early, we shall go. If you come early, we shall go. If you come early, is it rising? If you come early, we shall go. It's like that. Though is rich is simple. Though is rich is simple. Though is rich is simple. Getting? Though is rich, it's simple. Though is rich, it's simple. It's like that. First. Second, yes, no type questions. Yes, no type questions. When the answer to a question is yes or no, the rising tone is used. In yes, no type questions, rising tone is used. See the example. Will you come tomorrow? Will you come tomorrow? Is it rising? Right. Will you come tomorrow? It's rising. So there we use rising tone. Are they eating? Are they eating? Are they eating? Tone rises. Have you read this book? Ever read this book? Have you read this book? Have you read this book? Rises, right? Tone rises. Is she alone? Is she alone? Is she alone? Alone. And the case is same. Usually, tone goes on to the last stressed syllable. WH questions with warm and friendly feeling. We've seen WH questions there also, right? WH questions with warm and friendly feeling. For example, how are you, child? How are you, child? It's friendly feeling. It's not matter of fact, right? How are you, child? Where is your mother, dear? Where is your mother, dear? When you say dear, child, this creates a kind of friendly atmosphere. And in these kind of friendly atmosphere, we generally use rising tone. But it is confusing because WH question is there in the falling tone also and here also. What is the difference? That is WH question as the matter of fact, and this is WH question as a warm or friendly thing, right? That is what we have to remember. Now, second, polite requests. Number 4 is polite request. We also use rising tone when we make polite requests. In commands, we use falling tone. In requests, we use rising tone. This we have to remember. See, for example, pass the salt, please. Pass the salt, please. Do you say it? Pass the salt, please. Please rises, tone rises, right? Pass the salt, please. Or open the window, please. Open the window, please. It needs to be a request, right? It needs to be the request. It shouldn't be a command. If it is a command, open the window. False. Open the window, request. Open the window or open the window, please. Please rises. Kindly rises. Okay. Question tags. I told you question tag is again confusing. So in question tags, we use rising tone. But if question tag is added to a statement expecting listener to agree, then the tone is falling. But here it is rising. So question tag, you've got to remember, question tag takes the rising tone. So keep this in your mind. Don't confuse yourself, right? Because it is in both the cases. Therefore, we just have to get, if there is a question tag in the examination, you have to give the rising tone. Don't think about that, right? Okay, for example, you're a gardener, aren't you? 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 Aren't you? Aren't you? Right. You're a gardener, aren't you? It was a good book, wasn't it? It was a good book, wasn't it? It was a good book, wasn't it? Right. This is about the rising tone. We've seen rising tone is used in incomplete statements, yes, no type questions, WS questions with warm and friendly feeling, in polite requests, and in question tags. Now we'll talk about the falling rising tone. Falling rising tone is used in certain cases. This is also referred to as a drive. Falling rising tone is referred to as a drive because it is going, it is falling and then rising, right? Falling, rising, falling. How do you write the falling tone? Falling tone you write like this: fall and rise, fall, rise, falling, rising. Okay, it consists of a fall from the high to the low and then rise to the middle of the voice. The tone can be used either on the same syllable or on a different syllable of the word or sentence. It is indicated by, again, a slant line and a slant line like this. See the examples. The cough is good. The cough is good. It's on the good. The cough is good. Or the that was nice. That was nice. On the nice. The road's fine. The road's fine. Okay. And the rising falling tone. This tone consists of rise to high pitch and then fall. This can also be used either on the same syllable or the different syllables of a word or a sentence. It is indicated by rise and fall. A line rise and fall. For example, good morning, good morning, or good evening, good evening. It's when good morning, good evening is said sarcastically. They say good morning, good evening, like this. Okay, so this was about the tones, falling and rising tones. If there is any problem, you can ask. If not,